Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kathleen, and in today's video I have a hair hack for you that will remove any frizz from your hair if you like to wear your hair curly and embrace like the natural texture that you have in your hair. So if that interests you, stay tuned. So I have this hair hack that I just recently learned from a stylist that I went to in New York City. And my hair is really curly, but the biggest problem I have with my hair is that it frizzes really bad, even when I wear it curly. So I have a tendency to blow it out most of the time, just because I don't like the frizz. Not because I don't like the curl, it's the frizz that drives me crazy. So I went into him and I had a haircut, which I've had done before with different stylists, had specifically haircuts for curly hair. But I liked him because not only could he cut my hair curly, but he said that I could blow it out too. So anyway, I went in to see him and we went over all the products that we need to use. And the one thing that I was not doing in the past was what I'm gonna show you today. So without any further ado, let's get started. All right, so I just shampooed my hair with, hold on a second, I use, this is the gel, the Quidad Defrizzing Shampoo and Conditioner, right? I just shampooed my hair with this in the shower. Now, the trick is to do this in the shower because sopping wet. When I'm telling you, sopping wet is the trick to this, and when you put the product on. Now, I've been in the hair industry my entire life, and I remember back in cosmetology school, the teacher telling me that water is the strongest holding power to anything that you will ever use, right? She used to teach me how to do finger waving. I don't even know if they still teach it. But anyway, she taught me how to do finger waving. She said, you don't need gel, you don't need any type of mousse, anything like that. She says, water is the strongest holding power. And you know what? She's right. So anyway, what you do, I'm gonna take my hair down, and then I'm gonna re-wet it. And the reason to do this in the shower is because your hair literally needs to be sopping, dripping wet so that it will hold the moisture inside the hair so that it does not frizz. So you can see already, like my hair is starting to get like these little flyaway frizzies up there. And on top of it, I color my hair, right? So I color my hair and I highlight it. And so that also adds to the dryness of it. So anyway, hold on, I have my water bottle here. But like I said, do this in the shower. Just literally wring your hair, don't even wring your hair out. Like let it just be dripping wet while you're in the shower. Put this towel around me to cover me. And I'm gonna go ahead and spray this. Now, having curly hair it's very specific as to what products you can use, as to what products I may use. So I encourage you, if you have curly hair, or even if you have a little bit of natural texture in your hair, to do some research on embracing that natural wave and texture in your hair. I'm gonna try to get this wet enough. I mean, literally it has to be so wet. It's crazy how wet it was when he was doing it. I was like, oh my God. And you can see how the curl is starting to pop back into my hair again. If you're in the tri-state area, the salon I went to was on Fifth Avenue in New York, and it's called Christo's, and they just do curly hair cutting. All right, so that looks like it's pretty wet. All right, and then you're gonna take it and you're gonna section it off. You're gonna lift up a section, clip it off. So you're gonna need a couple of clips. I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna clip this off. See how it has this nice little pattern to my hair? That's what we wanna keep in there. I'm even gonna put some more water on it. All right, and then you take a small amount of curl cream, right, about that much. And you take that and you put it in the hair. So we're gonna do this in 3 sections, moving from the bottom up to the top of the head, okay? So you got this curl cream. You're gonna put that, let me take this off now, in here, right? Run it through the hair. Make sure you get it all through there and that it's nice and wet. Then you're gonna take a little bit of the gel, not much of the gel, take a little bit. I'm taking like a pea-sized amount of the gel, because that will make it really crunchy feeling. And then you're gonna put that in there. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. Put it all in there, and then you're gonna take your hands and you're gonna go like this with it. You're gonna make it like a rake, like this, And you're gonna go in there and you're going to wiggle the hair back and forth like this. Now once you start doing this, you'll get better at it. And then you're gonna go in here and you're just gonna wiggle it. Just to kind of bring in, you're not gonna kind of crunch it too much, just wiggle it. Okay? And then we're gonna go over here, we're gonna do this side. Again, you're gonna take about that much curl cream. Can you see that? And you're gonna go in there and you're gonna put it all, I'm gonna get this side up. The water is literally dripping down my face. I just did my makeup. Okay, but that is the trick, guys, is really just getting that hair soft and wet. You just gotta really get it wet. And go in there, take your hand like this, use that like a rake, and just kind of wiggle it out like that. Just to kind of embrace whatever pattern you have is gonna like jump into that. So you're not gonna be able to make it curlier than what your pattern is, but you're gonna be evenly distributing all this product throughout that curl, so it's gonna stay nice and healthy. And then in the back, you're gonna go back in here, kind of make a U going all the way around, like your head going all the way around like this. My hands are so drippy wet. All right, go around that way. We're gonna come around this way. It certainly helps if you have a tail comb, something like this, to kind of make that section go all the way around and kind of keep it even. I think it's pretty wet. Okay, go in again with the cream first. So it's almost like a quarter size of the cream and then a dime size of the gel, right? The cream goes on first and you kind of just rake that in there like this. And then you go over here, take some more cream. You do use a lot of product, but I think that's the one thing that's keeping it from frizzing it up, is that it's really just wrapping around that cuticle of the hair and keeping it, the moisture, all that water is being locked into that cuticle, so it's not getting dried out and it's not frizzy. It has no chance to even frizz up. So yeah, just keep taking your fingers and raking it out. Okay, we're gonna take a little bit of, we got the cream in, we're gonna take a little bit of the gel. That's too much gel. All right, so do you see what I'm doing with my fingers? You're kind of raking it through there. Taking your fingers like this and just raking it through. And then raking it through. All right, so now we're gonna get to that top part. And I'm gonna start from, comb that hair up. I'm gonna put a little bit more water on that. This has a tendency where I get a lot of frizz is back here. I'm gonna put some cream on that. Work that cream through, get the gel. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do the same thing that I did everywhere else. And I'm going to use my fingers as a rake and kind of lift it and pull it out. And just kind of encourage that natural pattern that I have in my hair. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this section, just put a little bit more water on that. I'm not joking when I say it's the water that does the trick. Take a little cream, I don't know what you use, but I'm using the Quidad Tight Curls Hydrofusion Intense Curl Cream. Getting that through there, I'm gonna take a little gel. Trust me, I'm taking my time doing this, but when you guys are doing this at home, feel free to, you know, just if you choose to, you know what I mean? Just feel free to kind of just start doing it when you're in the shower. And then do me a favor, comment below and let me know, do you have curly hair? Do you blow it out? Do you not blow it out because your hair frizzes? What products do you use? Like what's your curl pattern? Is it really tight? Is it loose? You know, just kind of let us know. Maybe whatever product you're using can help out somebody else for whatever products they may be using. Is your hair colored? Is it fine? Is it thick? Is it coarse? Get that gel in there and then wiggle that hair. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then we're gonna take this last section right here and we're gonna get some cream on there. And then we're going to wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle. And just kind of encourage the pattern to go the way you want it to go. Now, because I do blow my hair out so much, like I kind of train these front pieces to kind of go straight. So it's going to take a little work for me to get that that curl pattern to come back in there. So anyway, all right, so then I'm gonna take one of these like duck clips, and I'm gonna take the back, lift it up there. See how I've just kind of like lifted that up with my hands? Then I'm gonna take this clip, and then I'm gonna go right in there to keep that lifted up. Because this is a tendency where the hair will go flat as in the crown area. Okay, so then we're gonna take this one here, kind of lift that up too, just to get it up off the scalp so it's not laying too heavily and flat on up there. Otherwise it'll be, you know, plastered to your scalp. You just really want to get it lifted up. You can use little tiny clips if you have them. You can use, you know, whatever you have. You can use those little small little teensy weensy clips just to kind of lift up underneath there. And then this piece here, like how do I want to direct this? I want to bring this, all right. So now that it's all lifted up off my scalp, I have enough product in there. You can see the curl pattern is pretty even all over. So it's not going to be straight in some areas and curly in the next. And now it's like lifted up off of, you know, the top part of my head and in the crown area, so it's kind of give it some volume up there, because we don't want it being like flat and then poofed out on the sides, you know. And a lot of times people with curly hair, like if you go to have a haircut, like they have a tendency to layer the top and then leave the length here, and what happens is you look like a Christmas tree, right? It kind of comes down like this and kind of goes out. We don't want that, you know. So then I'm going to take my towel. If you have a microfiber towel or one of those Aquis towels like I was using when I first came on, that's great to use too. And just tilt your head to the side like this and scrunch up. Just push it up and scrunch up. And then grab it with your hands like this in there. And that's going to kind of grab some of that moisture out of there so you're not walking around dripping all over the place. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing. Tilt your head to the side. Don't hurt yourself. And squish up. So I'm telling you, literally the water will be dripping down on your face. And then in the front, squish. We're going to take that and we're just going to grab it like this and go up and scrunch that up. Again, you're not like rubbing it, you're just really scrunching it up. And you're not going up and down. You don't want to add any friction to that hair because that will cause a lot of frizz. Anything, I don't know if you could see that back part. Could you see that back part? And I'm telling you, go up like this with your fingers, up. Don't go rubbing it really hard, you know what I mean? Like you just want to grab and squish. Now, this next part is optional. You can just let your hair dry like this if you know what I mean, if you're, I don't know. You can just let your hair dry just like this, wherever you have to do. And do whatever you have to do. And then I'm going to let it air dry for myself. I'm going to let it air dry. I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what I do with my diffuser to kind of just soften up the gel parts in the hair, because the gel has a tendency to make it feel crunchy. But if you have a diffuser, you could just go in there and use a diffuser at the very end when it's pretty much your hair is dry. Because you really want to get that dryness in the root area, and that's the area that will take the longest to dry. This is all going to dry down here, but the root area will stay pretty wet. All right, so I'll come back later and show you what I do with my diffuser. Okay, so I am back. My hair is dry. I just let it air dry. It's a little damp yet still in the scalp area, but what you're going to do is you're going to take your diffuser, and if you don't have a diffuser, that's fine too. You can either, sometimes people put like a sock on the end of their dryer, and that kind of diffuses the heat. You just don't want to rough it up so that it gets frizzy again. So we're going to put it on, like me, consistent throughout. And you'll see, like right now, because of the gel that's on there, it feels hard and sort of crunchy. But when you start to diffuse it a little bit, it softens that up, so it feels more like a soft curl. Do your back. You put your head backwards and just kind of lift up. So you're literally just kind of coddling those curls right in there and pushing up on it. And see, what I used to do in the past would be like going all over and roughing it up. That's not what you need. That's not what you need to do. Okay, and then we're gonna take these clips out here. So do me a favor, if you're getting any value from this video, please consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and then hitting that notification bell so that you can get notified when I upload a new video. Okay, and there's the top. I take those clips out. So you can see, like, there's no frizz, right? There's literally no frizz in my hair, which is crazy. Usually I always have like this halo of frizz up here, and then I'd be putting oil on it and trying to get the frizz to go down, which I never really knew that the trick was really like just leaving the hair sopping away and then putting that product on. Even if you don't have time to section it off, like just make sure that hair is really, really wet. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. This is how I get a frizz-free hairstyle and embracing my natural curl. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.